thought that was just so funny. I'm like, yeah, there's guns just lying around New York. Like a fucking GTA lobby, like just guns just lying around.
Homie got the collect. The homie got the pickup. He got the power.
I'm more than sure he got like someone that like gave him to him, or he knows someone that got it, or even if like you said, someone said the previous store owner had it and was like, all right, it's in this box whenever you need it.
He's just probably sick at 3D printing.
Yeah, weird.
Construct that shit.
Just explodes in his hand.
Whoa! What is this? What is this thing going on right
everywhere.
Now? There's reds and blues, and there's 4 people, and it's called the podcast. Yeah, it's called the Joystick Show, and it's our show.
100%.
We're Joystick, Team Joystick. That's to be specific. Yeah. And we're here to spend a nice little 45-ish minutes with you for our weekly episode of our podcast. I'm Bobby.
I'm Jerry.
When do we ever go in a circle?
Yeah, I thought we were going in a circle.
We never go in a circle.
Yeah, let's try that again. Ready? I'm Jerry.
I'm Bobby.
I'm Dylan.
Joseph.
All right, cool. I'm glad we got that settled out.
We did it.
The names are actually on the bottom if you're confused whatsoever. And if you want to help us here at the Joystick Sphere, make sure to go ahead and like this episode. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to Team Joystick.
I'm gonna coin right now we're the Joystick Marines.
Ooh. Yeah. How about the Joystick Corps?
Ooh.
Look at that. Mm-hmm.
Joystick Corpse.
That's what I was going for. Yeah. It's just a silent P, a silent S.
I like it. Yeah.
But go ahead, help us out, and make us feel very bueno. And it's nice to have the full table here for another good episode.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Another good reason.
I have prepared something. I've done my fair share. It feels like when you're in school and you have to prepare like a presentation for your class.
But you do it yourself.
I wanted to study something that we haven't really studied on this podcast, and that's the world of poetry, because poetry is a beautiful art form.
Oh, right? No. What's the gimmick?
And there is one poet in particular who has a knack for painting scenes. Like, you can vividly see what he's expressing based on the words that he chooses, right?
Okay.
He is a Queens-based poet by the name of Action Bronson.
Okay,
yes.
If you followed the Joystick Show before, Dylan had a good original segment years ago called The Lyrics of Lil Cabbage.
Yeah, Lil Cabbage 3 will come back at some point.
This is something like that. Yeah. It's not exactly. I'm not Lil Cabbage.
It's I'm going to guess it's like Accidental Bronson vibes.
We're going to play Accidental or Action.
Nice.
Sounds good?
I love these. These are my favorite.
I have 7 examples for you.
Okay.
In each one of these, I'm going to name just 3 sentences. Okay?
Yes. 2
of these sentences are found on the Accidental Bronson Twitter page, which, if you don't know, is a Twitter page devoted to basically highlighting other tweets made that oddly sound like they could be Action Bronson lyrics.
And every time they sound exactly.
They sound exactly like. Yeah. And this is not going to be easy, and this is going to be utter nonsense. Okay, so just go with your gut.
Okay.
I also made sure that they're just phrases, so there's not going to be any rhyme scheme stuff going on here. You just got to go whatever you think this guy wrote down.
Okay.
And unlike your segment, there was no cohesion to the actual examples, because like Action Bronson lyrics, there's very little cohesion to anything. Okay, so let's just start with number 1. By the way, this had to be.
And just to clarify, it's 2 Action Bronson, 1.
2 accidentals. Yeah, 1 action. You're looking for the Action Bronson.
Yes.
lyric.
Okay. Yeah. I'm looking for the real one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I had such a good time putting this together. Just laughed my ass off. All right. At the park doing burpees in a sweatsuit made by Mark Echo.
That's got it.
That's good.
At times, my only friends in life are drugs and a cannoli. Surfing a river break in Norway. That's it. All right.
I'm going to say the drugs and cannoli line.
Fuck. So the drugs and cannoli is like, that is pure Action Bronson. But I'm going to go with the third one because the second one is too like
surfing
on
a
the
river
nose.
break in Norway.
Yeah.
What was the first one?
The first one was at the park doing burpees in a sweatsuit made by Mark Echo.
Okay, 'cause that one is like
That's great
too.
that one is like
That one's too on the nose. I think.
I can see it. So that's,
Yeah.
I went like the opposite route. I'm going meta on you already.
I'm going 2.
2, 2, 3.
Yes.
The correct answer is 2. At
Yes.
times, my only
Okay.
friends in
I
life
doubted
are
myself a little
drugs
bit.
and a cannoli.
Okay. I doubted myself.
Let's go on to number 2.
Yes.
Pepper steak was salty, but I ate it because I love her. She's doing tricks on it. She pulled a quarter out from behind my balls. Just casually doing calisthenics by the ocean in my everyday attire.
No way.
There's not another one. That's literally the same thing as the first one.
Bro, what do you want me to tell you, man? Those are the
I'm gonna
lyrics.
go with 2 again.
All right, you need to go through those again.
Yeah.
Okay, pepper steak was salty, but I ate it because I love her.
Bars.
She's doing tricks on it. She pulled a quarter out from out behind my balls. Just casually doing calisthenics by the ocean in my everyday attire.
Oh fuck! This one's so hard.
They're all hard. They're all hard.
I might get it. This might be the first ever goose egg on my end. I don't think I'm gonna get any of these, to be honest.
I'm going with 1.
I'll go with 1.
Okay, Jerry and Dylan with 1, Joey with 2. The correct answer is 1.
Okay.
Let's go.
Pepper steak was salty, but I ate it because I love
That's
it.
Yeah,
such a good
yeah,
line.
that's so good.
That's such a good line. Holy shit.
Yeah. I think the next lyric is something like she put sugar on her vegetables because she grew up in the gutter or something like that. So bars, you know. All right, let's move on to number 3. I'm turning the Capitol building into naughty America. Peeing with the seat down like shooting on a double rim. Woke up naked at the Hilton with a bitch that looked like Seal's cousin.
Wait, say 3 again?
Fuck.
Woke up naked at the Hilton with a bitch that looked like Seal's cousin.
3.
Okay, because
3.
3 sounds the most likely. Can you repeat the first one again?
I'm turning the Capitol building into naughty America, which is a porn company.
And 2.
Peeing with the seat down like shooting on a double rim.
Fuck. I think
Say
it's
3.
I think it's 3, but I'm gonna go with 1 because it's funny.
I'm going to go with 2 because it's funny.
And you're going with?
Damn, I forgot. You said, what was it?
You're going with the third
I think
one.
it was 2 or 3.
You're going with the third one.
The first, one more time. The first one is I'm turning the Capitol building into naughty America. Peeing with the seat down like shooting on a double rim. Woke up naked at the Hilton with a bitch that looked like Seal's cousin.
I say 3.
So
1,
2, 3. Ooh. Somebody's right and 2 people are wrong.
Yes.
And Joey's right.
No, yeah,
Nice.
it was right.
Yes, he woke up in the Hilton with a bitch that looked like Seal's cousin.
Yeah, I think there's a trend here, but I'm gonna keep it going.
Gotcha. So
I think
that's-
I noticed a trend.
That's 2 points for Joey and then 1 point for the both of you, I think.
Two
No,
for
no,
I got
2
two.
for Jerry,
2 for Jerry.
1 for me.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
2, 2,
I'm
1.
not good at
Tied
the
up.
score stuff. All right. All right. Personal favorite. I'm not gonna let you know if it's a real Action Bronson lyric or not, but just the wordplay. Dap up Tom Papa at Tapa's Papa. Pillow fights with Dominican mothers. That's what happens when they're swayed on the roof. They say don't meet your heroes, but I smoked 6 blunts with my heroes.
Third. I'm going 3 here.
I'm going with 3.
It doesn't rhyme, but it
Yeah.
kind of rhymes because you're repeating the same thing.
What's 2 again?
Pillow fights with Dominican mothers. That's what happens when they're swayed on the roof.
That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one. I hear him saying it. That's terrible.
I'm going to go with 2 just to be different.
All right. Joey's killing it. It's
Yeah.
pillow
Oh,
fights with
shit.
Dominican mothers.
I hear him saying it too. I literally hear him saying it.
I don't know who the random, Twitter person was that came up with dap up Tom Papa at Tapa's Papa. But damn. Jeez, that's poetry. All right. We're moving it on to 5 out of 7.
This is hard.
Joey's in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like communion, that cracker with the juice. Squeezing bread in Aldi's in a full Versace tracksuit.
Oh,
Fuck
man.
around and duplex them through the salad bar.
This is hard.
They all sound made up.
Oh, my God.
I love them.
Okay, so is the full tracksuit a red herring, or is he actually wearing a full tracksuit? This is like the 4th tracksuit. This is the 3rd tracksuit. This is the 3rd tracksuit.
Tracksuit's
Yeah.
comfy.
But it's never him.
No, actually, this is the 2nd. The first was a sweatsuit. The 2nd is a tracksuit.
Oh, that's the
difference?
He might have
same
been
shit.
confused with his casual attire.
Yes, casual. Yes, because I
Could
know
be anything. Could be a pair of cargo shorts.
But I know Action Brit's not.
Nick's jersey. He's a
Yeah.
casual guy.
What was the first one?
First one was I'm like communion, that cracker with the juice.
Yeah, I'm going with number 1.
That's a bar.
It's a bar.
2 and 3
Bar.
again.
It's a bar, but it also sounds like something someone on Twitter made up.
one do you
So
want?
I'm
2 and 3
gonna go
again.
2 is squeezing bread in Aldi's in a full Versace tracksuit, and 3 is fuck around and duplex them through the salad bar.
I'm gonna go.
I'm
3.
going with 3.
All right, 2 for 3 and 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Correct answer is 3.
Yep.
Fuck around and duplex them through a salad bar.
Here's the I've noticed the trend, even though I've gotten it wrong. He only does 2.
Yeah.
He only does one thing and another thing. All of the made up ones are like 4 different shits.
Yeah.
So I gotta remember that.
If you want, yeah, whatever
Yeah.
you think.
I mean, I already lost, but I'll remember.
I have no idea. I'm just picking up which sounds
For the record,
stupidest,
there's
like this one.
There's no actual, actual documentation to say so, but I'd like to think that salad bar was at a Golden Corral for no reason whatsoever. Just
I
feels
thought
like the
Pizza
kind of
Hut for
place.
some reason.
Yeah, is Joey
I
gonna
got
do the win where you just pick me and then he gets the point and he doesn't get the point?
All right, ready? 6 out of 7. She threw the condom, told me put it in. I did, nutted in like 3 strokes. Gangsters in the Netherlands doing drive-bys and paddle boats. At the art museum, walking slower and observing more than anyone else.
It's 2.
It's 2. It's 2.
It's 2. Paddle boats.
2.
Netherlands.
It's 1 or 2. I'm going with 2.
All 3 for 2.
Yeah.
It's actually 1.
Yeah.
She threw in the condom, told me put it in.
The
nutted in
one
3
time I didn't.
strokes.
The one time I didn't trust my gut.
I wonder if
Damn.
that was with the woman that looks like Seal's cousin. We'll never
Could've
know.
been.
I think
All right.
I think he gets around. I think he gets action.
We're finally at the last one. You ready?
Yeah.
In the crib, zooted out my skull watching Moesha with an untrustworthy Mexican woman.
Yes.
Okay.
Doing bicep curls with a hydro flask on the Q train. I use MILFHunter.com to ease the pain.
It's the third one.
It's the second one. It feels like the third one though.
I'm gonna go with 3, but like, there's no way he referenced the Q train.
Is that it?
Yeah, I'll go 3.
The official answer is 3. I use
Yeah.
MILFHunter.com to ease the pain. Joey, you killed it, man.
Yeah, Joey killed it.
Joey wins this
Joey
one.
won.
Yay.
Feels
Joey knows
good.
his rap.
Joey knows his
Word,
Action
right?
Bronson.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys, I had an absolute ball looking up those lyrics and fake
you were-
lyrics.
Those are great.
Up in
I
the
think
room.
that I think because the made up it's funny. I've realized it because the made up ones are always like I'm doing this in here while I'm with him and her,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
very-
the Action Bronson lines like I fucked her. She said this. It's like very. It's way more simple. but
Also,
it's-
I'd just like to note real quick, you did bring up, you were questioning whether or not the Aldi's Versace tracksuit was full or not. That one had photographic, ties to it. It was actually an old man in a full Versace tracksuit
At
squeezing
Aldi's.
bread in
Yeah.
an Aldi's.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to that guy.
I just figured he just makes a reference to a lot of things and it just doesn't nearly make sense. Like, I'm gonna make up a line right now: skateboarding in my Doc Martens, but I ain't a doctor. Like, and I'd be like, yep, that's it. That's
Yeah.
exactly how it is.
and
Are
I'll-
you Action Bronson?
Yeah.
And then the fake ones are like, I'm an old man in 1967, and I'm wearing red socks.
Yeah. I'm taking in the surroundings at Venice Beach with my Heelys at noon. Yeah. Just,
Blew up the bathroom at Target after I got a personal pan pizza.
Bro,
yes.
It's just like saying,
your Yeezys,
saying weird things that happened in your day.
Are we gonna start a rap group now?
I think we're just
man.
gonna start a cooking show.
But shout outs to the great poet Action Bronson, hailing from New York City. And here to talk about some things that happened recently in New York City is our New York City correspondent, Joseph Ortega.
I think that we actually should have like a segment where Joey's like on the street in spider costume or suit.
We'll make it happen.
No in between.
How about Spider-Man in a suit?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Fancy Spider-Man.
Yeah. Anchor Spike. He takes his job way too serious.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Love
No,
it.
so some crazy shit has been happening in New York.
Yes.
We got another assassin.
Yeah.
There's an assassin that came in and killed the CEO of United Healthcare. Was it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. But what's crazier is how the internet is taking it. It's almost like
Yeah.
like saw.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a eat the rich type scenario.
Yeah,
it's
I
one of
don't-
those eat the
like,
rich-
if you make more than blank amount of money or have some type of infamy, the sympathy kind of gets lost in social media realms a little
The
bit.
top comment on the post that I saw was like, "I chat, is this a good rich guy or a bad rich guy?" And then the comment on that he got even more likes was like, "Bro, is there even a good rich guy?"
Yeah.
Like,
Batman, like,
yeah, right. Breaking all the arms.
I
of-
figured
And he's
him
a
out.
vigilante. Like, that's the whole fucking...
I figured it out, guys.
It's ridiculous. Did you hear how like there's like big companies? I think like a lot of like healthcare companies now they're like taking down their leadership pages that have like their CEOs listed and stuff like that.
Because they're shook. Yeah,
They're shook.
It's crazy.
What's crazy is that he engraved the bullets. What would he deny? Like, fart.
That's some Batman villain shit. Honestly speaking. That's a David Fincher movie shit.
I think that there should be like a time limit, right? Like another week, he's free, right? Like another few weeks, like you know what I mean?
I don't think that guy's even in the country.
Well,
right?
he got away.
Like homie had a plan. He did it. This is gonna go down.
But the NYPD said he's not a professional though.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
He's not a professional.
Homie came in on a bus a week ago from Atlanta using a fake ID from New Jersey. Killed this guy with subsonic rounds.
He looks
with a silencer pistol.
He looks young. Yeah, that's why people think he's
pistol
like
was
bad.
jammed. Was chill about it. Fled like nobody's business. Left the bag in Central Park. They just found it. There's no way he's in the country. I highly doubt it. I don't.
They said he already left New York for sure, pretty much.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
he's
I was
on.
watching a video. I don't know if it was watching a video or reading an article, but it was like, oh, the police were like commending his ability to disappear, and I was like, what the fuck?
You got no. Like this is gonna be a thing in like unsolved mysteries from like 30 years from now. Probably. Or the guy fucks up, he does some shit in Mexico. Like I was reading a thing in the 70s of a guy who like stole millions of dollars from a bank, like a lot, like 30 million, like back then. And what happened was he tried to come back into the States, and that's how they caught him.
Wow.
Like if he just stayed in Mexico, he probably would have been free forever.
Wow.
He was living with his millions.
I would have fled to Canada.
Yeah.
Living in like Nova Scotia by myself.
Before you entered, I saw a meme. It was the scene from Spider-Man 2 when the New Yorkers see him without his mask and they give it back to him and they're like, we won't tell anyone. It was like the New Yorkers when they saw that guy, that assassin.
Yeah.
Bobby made an interesting point. Is this the same assassin that was dressed as a Hasidic Jew?
Nah, that was a black guy actually.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, I thought it was another.
Makes it even a weirder costume, right?
Makes
It makes
black
it look perfect costume. I don't know about you, but how many black Hasidic Jews have you seen?
Exactly. That's too memorable.
Bro, hiding everything.
Also, I was gonna say it probably would have he would have been in costume again, not as the Hasidic Jew. I feel like that would have been a little too.
You just keeps
he's
costuming
in a
it up.
banana suit.
Different MO.
No one will notice.
I just think that people don't realize like how much crime there is in the world. Not only what we see, but we don't see.
I was literally talking about this
dark web, the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. I mean, there's layers and layers of stuff you'll never even hear about. Me and Mildred
literally had like a half an hour long conversation before bed the other day just about all this shit. And it was coming down to like how my gripe is how I think shit got really bad with social media. And then Mildred's point is like, yeah, but you can't blame social media because at the end of the day, it was like made by man. And I'm like, fine. Then I also blame the man that made social media. But it doesn't like, the point is that we used to live in a time where I couldn't tell you straight up if there was more crime, less crime, but you didn't hear about it. You didn't hear about it as often.
There was more crime and you didn't hear about it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So you felt safer.
There was less people, more crime, and you heard nothing about it. Yes.
And even if it was reported, it was in a fucking newspaper that like
you heard
20%
about it
of the population read. You know what I mean?
You heard about it 12, 14 hours later.
You would hear it from like all the like people on the block.
Now I have a Citizen app. I get alerted when somebody gets stabbed 30 feet away, and I'm like, oh, I'll just stay inside and play Apex for the rest of the night.
You have to think about it. Like you'll like even if you go to the places where they're like, oh, there's someone who stabbed here, you're like you won't even see anything there. It's
exactly.
Like so, and that's just the Citizen app. Like this is like the whole fucking world. Like even in New York, like back in the day, people used to be like, oh, don't go outside.
Don't go here. Don't go there. And then you go there, you're like, oh, this is just a place.
It's just a place. I had a coworker that like would announce when shit would go down on the Citizens app. She was this old woman, and she was like annoying about it. Like we'd be walking around, taking my students to the bathroom.
She was the herald,
and she was like, "A man got shot on near this," and I was like, "Oh, cool. Nice to know."
15 blocks away, awesome. That's 15 blocks away. Problem.
Someone's stealing packages.
Extra! They stole a car with a kid in it.
She's like, ringing the bells.
It's crazy. Yeah, and then some other shit also happened. I didn't hear about this, so
I heard about this morning.
This is news to
me.
And
I thought it was funny, and you laughed at me like, yeah, shootings are funny. I'm like, no, it was funny in the sense that a bodega owner in the Bronx was held at gunpoint by two men, and he was going, okay, I'm going to open the cash register, and he himself pulled out a gun and fired at the two men, killing one of them, I think. So now the police arrived. He was like, stood his business like, I'm the bodega owner. I did nothing wrong. I stood my ground. And they said, all right, can we see the license for that gun? And he was like, oh, it's I found it.
Was this the one that happened in New Orleans?
What do you mean New Orleans?
Because there was a shooting that literally just happened where like a store owner got robbed and he killed one of them. Yeah. Store employee shoots 2 armed robbery suspects, one fatally, but it happened in New Orleans.
Wow. There was another story about a guy that stabbed one of the people that tried to rob him in California.
One. Are you talking about that one or no?
No.
Okay, so crazy.
I think it's just a common thing.
No, it is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotta be. Look,
it's like when that dude that got robbed at the smoke shop in Las Vegas caught one of the guys and like stabbed him in the back like 6 times. I'm dead. But yes, crazy. Continue.
Yeah, they were like, so wait, you found this gun? And he was like, yeah, I found it. Like someone left it in my my bathroom. Like, and I thought that was just so funny. I'm like, yeah, there's guns just lying around New York, like a fucking GTA lobby, like just guns just lying around.
Homie got to collect the homie got the pickup. He got the power.
I'm more than sure he got like someone that like gave him to him, or he knows someone that got it, or even if like you said someone said the previous store owner had it and was like, all right, it's in this box whenever you need it.
He's just probably sick at 3D printing.
Yeah, weird.
Just explodes in his hand.
I had a friend that gave me a 3D printed gun.
It's the most Looney Tunes shit ever. We should clarify that. He gave you the schematics for a 3D printed gun. He didn't give you a 3D printed gun.
He gave me like... He was like, I had
big
a USB.
Disclaimer there.
He was like, yo, what's your phone number again? Like, what's your email? And
I say stuff about like world leaders and Nazis. That's got to be the most sus thing you've ever said. Like anyone's ever said on the phone. Like,
yeah, but like, I don't have a 3D printer.
Guys, after this episode, we got a PSA coming out about
Let's clarify that. Yeah. But he was just like, here you go, Joey. And it was just a link. And I was like,
that's amazing.
What is this? And he was like, it's a gun. And I was like, what?
Oh man,
I like to think that he's like a salesman. You know, it's like a video game. You're not gotta go get the parts of the gun now.
Yeah. Bro, it's scattered so weird because I just found out what 3D printing was like that month.
Homie was way ahead of the game.
Yeah, he was. He definitely was.
You know what? While we're on the topic, not of 3D printed weapons, but of crime in New York City.
Yes.
What are you guys' opinions of the case going around with that dude who killed the guy on the subway in a chokehold?
I heard about that.
What is his name? Something Penny, and he killed Jordan Neely.
Oh, he held him in like a chokehold for like an extra minute or something like that? Yeah,
he held him in a chokehold. He went limp and then held the chokehold for like an extra minute. He was like pronounced dead. He got taken in for manslaughter, and like I think they just dismissed the manslaughter case.
Yeah.
So now I think the jury is coming back on Monday to deliberate like the smaller charges or whatever. But like I just wanted your opinions, because like it's a very divisive thing where some people are commending him. They're like, oh, he's a hero for saving those people's lives, and other people are like, you killed him. And then from my outlook, being a New Yorker, it's like I feel like I've seen people like that crazy guy every day taking the train. To different degrees. I won't based on how it was actually reported, they said that the guy got on the train. He was screaming out that he was homeless, he needed food, that he said he didn't give a fuck if he died. He took off his coat and like slammed it onto the ground, and he was like yelling at people, so they got up out of their seat and left. But it's like I've seen that.
I've seen
so many times.
I've seen far worse.
I've seen actual crimes happen on the train.
Yeah, literally.
And then to the other token is like this guy, he's a Marine, right? So I guess he had this instinct in him where he saved the day or whatever, or like diffused the situation. And if you want to go that route, like even if he's being violent, which it's like half, people said he was, people said he wasn't, and you want to put the guy in a chokehold or restrain him, that's one thing. But then to like literally suffocate the guy way longer than you have to and kill him is another thing, you know? So that's why me personally, I'm like, 2 years in prison.
Here's how I feel. He's a Marine. He knows what it takes to kill someone. He did that on purpose.
And that's a good point, because the way I was thinking about it is if you're a Marine, you should know the appropriate amount of force.
You know how long it takes.
Exactly.
Yeah, like Jerry, that's a great point. But I just think also like it's very much a gray area case, and then like every gray area case, it ends up being one side versus the other side. It ends up being like a right or wrong situation. Whereas the answer is like you killed someone when you shouldn't have killed someone.
Right.
I think that is the definition of manslaughter.
Yeah.
So the fact that got dropped
And
is
at the
kind
end
of
of the day,
crazy
like,
because
yeah,
you murdered someone.
I'll give you the
You killed someone. You literally took someone's life.
I'll give him the satisfaction, and I'll say like, yeah, maybe you didn't mean to do it, right? But you did it, and you did it egregiously longer than you had to, you know.
All right.
And I had another point to that, but I forgot what it was. But
I don't know. It's just the legal system kind of has this thing where it's like we value everyone's life differently, whether we want to or not.
Right.
This was a homeless guy with 40 arrests. A lot of people see that, and it's almost like a George Floyd thing. It's like, oh, well, they...
Oh, no, and then I remember that.
Yeah.
I actually remember when the story broke and that they reported that he had 40 arrests. Like, the majority of them were just for being displaced, like sleeping in the subway.
They were all like they were subway or like
I think like
8 public urinate. They were all basically... He had nowhere to go. He got arrested because he did it outside.
Yeah.
Like he pooped outside.
Or he
peed
drank outside.
He drank outside.
And then
you're homeless.
But then like 15% of them were like violent crimes.
There
like,
was so
that's
like there's always like
which is fair, you know,
Occam's razor kind of
report
situation.
the truth 100%.
Where
like,
he did beat some people up. He was homeless. He
but
tried
then they want to say,
people.
oh, he got arrested 40 times when like 4 of the times or 5 of the times he was like actually a threat. You know what I mean?
Then the other 36 were him peeing.
But either way,
I just think it's crazy that they were like, oh, he didn't die from the chokehold. He died because he's schizophrenic and he smoked weed.
yeah, no,
and I was
he
like,
died from the chokehold.
what the fuck? You know, he died from the chokehold. No one dies from schizophrenia.
Yeah, or weed.
Or yeah. My sister was the one. She says, I'm a big advocate for, like, you know, we see that shit on the train as well. There's a lot of people, especially on the internet, who are not from New York that were like, he's crazy. He needed to be stopped. My sister was like, Joey, I've been threatened on the train. There was a guy that was on the train that was like, the days are coming. There's going to be a race war and everyone's going to fight. And my sister was like, bro, I was just sitting there like, when's the date? Like, just let me know so I have to prepare. She's like, there's a race war coming. You got to be prepared. And then he just like spotted at my sister and was like, and I'm going to come for you and I'm going to fucking kill you. And my sister just straight up just stared at him, just looked at him, and like a woman like held her hand up and she was just staring at him. The train stop came and then he left.
Yeah.
So my sister was like, because I've experienced that, I felt like, you didn't need to choke the guy.
No, yeah.
You didn't need to fucking choke the
I,
guy. Unless he got violent, unless he, like, punched a woman and then he got into
And the last thing that I'll say about it is I think that there's also I don't know what it's like to be homeless. Thank God. I've been blessed with many things in my life, but I have to imagine that at some point you'd also just probably crave attention and wanting to be fucking noticed by other people, since so long of your life
you go unnoticed.
Exactly.
That's why a lot
people
of them
don't
go,
look
so
at
that's
you.
probably
that's
a
why
good
you
reason.
go crazy. You feel like
Yeah,
you don't
that's
exist.
like,
You can't
I'm not gonna lie.
communicate
That's
with people.
probably why you see. And again, I'm a New Yorker. I see this very often. You see somebody get on the train, get irate, do their thing. They'll get off and then get on the next car and do it again. And they're not panhandling or asking for money. They're just
Right.
They're just going down this chain of everybody needs to hear my shit. You know what I mean? But again, it's different when you've lived in the city and you've experienced it first.
Yeah, and then just to end it here, not to do this, but if it was like an elderly white homeless guy,
All right. Yeah.
just saying,
No?
you know, that's
Dylan's got a wonderful point.
that's a whole other argument.
Dylan has an amazing point.
You really gotta really think
And
about
if
it.
we're being honest, this problem
If you
goes
want- it,
way farther back.
If people
than
who
here,
support
so-
the guy like fully want to really get into the nitty gritty details,
exactly,
that's a nitty gritty detail.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just upset they don't have a nicer picture of him. He's always in the
It's
Michael
kind of
Jackson
crazy, you
outfit.
know. Like New York is like super.
I think that just goes to, it's like, well, that's
It's
the
like,
thing. Joey,
here's a picture.
Joey,
like, there's no school
Joey,
photo. There's
you know-
no
Yeah.
photo. Any other photo. It's
if
just
only,
him as
if
much
only
as
the homeless
black
guy
guys.
owned the fucking iPhone, he could have taken some selfies.
Do you think other cities are like this, or you think New York is just like we don't give a fuck about anybody
There
that's
has
in
to
front?
be.
Other
like,
cities are close, but no,
if
there's
you're-
no city like New York
if you're
City.
like 2 feet away from us, we just don't care. You
Yeah,
know, it's
no,
like
yeah.
once you get in
No,
there,
honestly,
we care.
most of America isn't like that. There's
No,
other
yeah.
countries like that, like Sweden's like that. Japan is a little bit like that, where it's like Japan has more like nicer stuff, but a lot of Japan's like you keep to yourself sort of thing. But most of America is very much like what's going on.
How can I help?
Or not even. There's a car parked outside. Let me call the cops. I don't know that car. I've literally seen
Yeah.
clips of people getting arrested because they parked somewhere in a neighborhood they've never been before, and cops come and arrest them because it's like you have no reason being here. Happens all the time, and it's just like,
yeah,
I like being in New York.
yeah,
It's very diverse, and I don't have to deal with like these
Yeah,
weird
stay
ass people.
safe
I like
and
being
that's
in
it.
Queens.
Yeah,
That's
stay
where
safe.
I like being.
That's all.
All right. Speaking of New York, it's how about a little palate cleanser?
Yeah.
There's been some crime in New York, but it's also Christmas in New York.
Woo!
It's a beautiful time to be around. It's not really what I want to talk about, but
damn.
No, I mean that is what I want to talk about, but I'm prefacing something. Shut the fuck up and let me talk. Yesterday was my beautiful girlfriend's preview for her show that she's starring in. It was a great play. She did a fantastic job in it. Genuine. It's hard to say that as her boyfriend, but like. She was phenomenal. I really was like, if she was meant to be an actress, this is dope. But had to kill a lot of time in Manhattan, was walking around, got to see a lot of the Christmas decorations and the sights that are twinkling all over our beautiful city.
Yes.
And I was walking around one block and I saw this like big light. And, I'm like a fucking moth. I was smoking a joint. I was like, I got to see what's going on over here. So I cross the street, see lots of crowds of people, big trucks, and I'm immediately like, this is a film shoot. Cool. So I go to step out of the side, not to get in the way. There's like a cool car on the street where it's fog machines. The actors are there. I thought it was like a cool space. And now I'm waiting on another corner to cross the street to go back to where the theater is to see the show. But like, there's this big black crane. And it's pitch black out at night too, so like I can see the crane but not perfectly, and it's right next to me too, so I'm just like, wow, this shit is like massive. And I'm like trying to figure out what it's like connected to, and as I'm looking up, it just like goes on, and a spotlight that's literally above my head just comes down over me. I literally jump, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, I thought it was the Rapture. Like, I thought I was going to start, like, ascending into the sky.
Holy crap.
There's a fucking tech guy next to me in the yellow vest. He's cracking up because, like, he saw me get scared out of my fucking shit. And then they, like, angle the light over to, like, where the scene is being held. But, it was literally on me. To the second where I thought they did it to, like, fuck with me for a minute. But I took a picture of it. I'll post it so you could see it. But just wanted to put that out there because I thought it was a funny little anecdote.
It is fun to.
But speaking of the holidays, I've just been, it's my favorite holiday, so I try to get into the tradition as much as possible. Decorated the tree, drank some hot chocolate, and I've watched a shit ton of Christmas movies already.
Damn.
I even watched the famous SNL Christmas special, which is an absolute classic. Shout outs to Pete Sweaty's balls. But I actually watched a Christmas movie that I haven't really like sat down and really like appreciated, and I wanted to review it, and it's going to be extra weird considering this isn't even a movie that I saw for the first time. Like, I've seen this movie before.
That is interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is a movie called Love Hard. It's a Netflix romantic comedy. I think they put it out a year or two ago. And it stars Jimmy O Yang and Nina, what's her name? Nina Dobrev? Is that her name?
I've seen this movie.
Wait, Bobby. Did I watch this movie?
I think we watched it in Puerto Rico.
I watched it with your mom in Puerto Rico.
No, yeah. I also just want to make sure that that's her.
I was like, wait, have I seen 75%?
No, absolutely, because that was the first. And it's funny that you see the 75% because I saw like 30%.
Yeah, and then you left. I was like, where'd Bobby go?
So like I watched the movie. And to give you a quick preface as to what the whole spiel is in the first place, it's basically about a woman who uses Tinder. She meets a guy on Tinder, falls in love with him because he's like cute and has a nice personality. She decides after like a month of talking, she's going to fly out and meet him for Christmas in person. And when she gets there, she finds out that she was catfished by like a shorter Asian man. So she's like, what the fuck, obviously upset about it. But then she discovers that the person whose pictures he used actually lives in the town that he's from. So they kind of play this weird thing where she agrees to pretend to be his girlfriend so long as he agrees to help her land him, like as a girlfriend. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But then it turns into this whole interesting thing where she ends up catfishing the guy because she's not even into any of the stuff that he's into. It's just using the information that he's giving him. Yes. And spoiler alert, it's a romantic comedy. They end up together at the end of the movie. It's very cute. But after I finished the movie, I was left feeling very, very conflicted. Because when it ended, I was like, that movie is nothing to write home about. But I loved it. And I'm like, why? It's like this weird thing.
That's why I didn't love it. That's why, because I was like, it's nothing to write.
Like, I was like, it's a strange movie, you know, but at the same time, there's just like this charm about it that I'm like, I dug it. Like, I want to see more movies like it. And sure enough, I went to Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's sitting at like a 42% with critics and like a 90 with the audience. So it's like one of those that's like a super skyrocket. You're either going to hate it or you love it. Yeah. And I think the biggest criticism is about the whole catfishing theme. Because in a way, it kind of makes it feel like it's okay because it worked out in the end, But
I don't think the movie does that at all.
I think it does.
I think the movie makes it more salvageable. I think the movie definitely is not the show Catfish.
No, but I think,
it goes the other
it's
way.
more so to show that it's kind of like, oh, she's mad at him for doing it in the first place, but then she goes around and does it to somebody else in a different way.
You forgive him in the end because you actually love.
At the end of the day, the whole theme of the movie is like deceit, right? It's like lies and stuff like that, trying to be who you really are without even knowing who you really are in the first place.
Exactly.
But that being said, I actually really liked it a lot. I got to put it up there. It's now one of my new favorite Christmas movies, and I'll give it a fat 8 out of 10. So if you haven't seen Love Hard, it's the Christmas time. Go ahead and do it. It's a fast watch. It's good.
What made me remember the movie, like the most memorable scene, was when they sang "Baby It's Cold Outside," but he changes the lyrics to a very that it doesn't sound too like date rapey. And it was really funny. It was really funny to hear the rendition.
No, it's a fun movie. I liked it a lot. And even the title of the movie is kind of like, it's not, I wouldn't say it's clever, but I like what they did.
Yeah.
Because basically you find out early in the film through their text message conversations that her favorite Christmas movie is Die Hard and his is Love Actually. So the movie is literally a combination of the two
movies.
Love Hard.
Yeah, that's cute.
And then another spoiler alert: the movie ends with her reenacting Love Actually for him, the famous scene where the guy drops off the cue cards in front of Keira Knightley, which is a whole other thing. Me and Mildred were debating that as well. Have you guys actually seen Love Actually?
I've never.
I watched it once, I think, but I don't have enough in my mind to remember it.
I remember my ex-girlfriend's mother loved the actor. I forgot his name. He played the Walking Dead as well. I forgot his name. Abraham. I don't know. But he's the guy in Love Actually with the cue cards. That's him.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, I don't know. He's Rick Grimes in Walking Dead.
Oh, he is.
She like, oh, I love that scene. It's so romantic. And I was like, oh, what is this movie? And she explained
Andrew Lincoln.
What? There we go. Thank you.
Yes.
He was an A.
Yeah. Abraham Lincoln.
4-7 zombies.
She was explaining the plot of the movie to me, and I was like, why is he using cue cards? And she was like, oh, so the husband doesn't hear
That's
him.
exactly my fucking point. That's what
Fuck
I mean.
this guy.
That's what I'm saying. Okay,
like,
real quick for Dylan and Jerry. Let me. I need to fill you in.
But here's the thing. It's only like a little bit worse than catfishing.
Shut up. You know? Here's my.
Like if your wire is just going down the tubes.
Real quick for Jerry, let me explain it to you. Love Actually, famous Christmas movie. It's British. You don't have to watch it, but there's a famous scene in it.
You don't have to watch it because
there's like
of that.
basically, you know, like the movies Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve, where there's like a bunch of sub stories and then they end up getting linked or something like that.
Never watched either of those.
Well, that's a movie. Okay, basically, this movie has like every British actor that's ever existed in real life, right? And then they fucking
Fake person.
yeah, fake British people, and you know Harry Potter's not in it. And then they put them in a Christmas movie where like all of them are in these like sub scenarios. So there's like a dad who's like widowed and he has a son, and then there's like a guy who's the prime minister of England, but he's like alone. And then they meet all the other characters by the end of the movie and their stories intertwine.
Okay.
It's like a whole written thing like that. One of the storylines that goes on is with Keira Knightley. She gets married to this guy, and the guy has a best friend who was also like part of the wedding. But the big secret is that he's always had this very strong crush and these strong feelings for her. And she kind of like knows it, but it's like this unspoken thing between them because she's obviously with the guy.
Okay.
So the whole scene is the guy knocks on their door while they're watching a movie. She gets up and goes. When she opens the door, it's the guy holding a bunch of like cue cards. And the first cue card says something like, tell him it's
Carolers.
It's Carolers, yeah. And then basically the whole thing, you don't have to show him, but the whole thing is like he basically expresses all of his love and feelings through the cue cards. But by the end of it, it's basically him saying like, and I know I can never have you, but I'll always love you. And I just needed you to know that. And then he like leaves, but then she like runs after him and gives him like a secret kiss between them before she goes back to watching the movie with her husband. So the reason I say all of that is because me and Mildred had this whole like 10-minute conversation where I was like, that's cheating. And she's like, it's not really cheating. And I'm like, she ran after the guy to kiss him.
I mean, I think that she was emotionally cheating the entire time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if anything, that makes it worse.
I've come to realize, I think like that scene is just, if it's different depending on the gender, like man and women see that scene differently.
Yes, I do think that.
And as a man, you're just like, fuck you, like what the hell? And the women are like, no, it's not that bad.
No, like I get it in terms of like so my whole thing would be like if the whole movie was this guy being like a terrible person, like the husband, then I'm on board 100%.
If the roles were reversed,
no. Well, no, well, I think more of just like if the guy's a piece of shit or not. Like if the husband's a good guy, then I'm less kind of like, hey,
But
Was the husband a good guy in the movie?
That's the thing. It's like indifferent. He's
Yeah,
not a good or a bad guy. He's just not super important to the story.
Yeah,
He's meant to be the husband so that there's this extra layer of like they're not supposed to be doing this. But he's not like a bad guy. If any, it's more fucked up because he's like really chummy with the guy.
Yeah.
It'd be like if Jerry did that. It's like a whole different...
Yeah, exactly.
That's
it's
literally the vibe. They're like, you know, like mad chummy. So that's why I'm like, nah, like you got cheated on. That's literally...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, let's put that in the super cute Christmas movie that everybody thinks is...
that was really good, Bobby. Next week I'm gonna review The Holiday.
Gotcha. I have to watch. It's my girlfriend's favorite Christmas movie, so I got
Holiday. What is that one?
It's like
one with Jack
Black,
Black.
About the
Gwyneth
holidays.
Paltrow,
Shut the fuck up, Jerry.
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the movie where there's like two neighbors that have a rivalry on who can make the best decorated house. I thought that's what you were talking about.
The Harlot? Is that a movie?
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie where there's neighbors that live directly across from each other and they're trying to see who has like the best house.
Is that Christmas with the Cranks? Like
I was thinking Christmas Vacation, but
yeah.
No, like the whole movie is about the houses and they're trying to one up each other.
But anyway, that's what I wanted to say about Christmas. It's time for Jam Yam of the Week.
Yeah.
guys, it was Spotify Wrapped week. Were you guys satisfied with your Spotify Wrapped results?
Honestly, I kind of like what they did. I kind of like the genre thing.
Did you
I
like the thing that they did like through the years? Your shit, they nailed me.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah. And then the whole, just in general, like the whole like this month you did this, and I was like, I did listen to that.
I did.
Yeah. It was like actually pretty insightful because I didn't like I'm like fucking very readable. I'm like these 2 months I was into this and then I was into that. Like it's true, I actually was into that.
So real quick, Spotify also did some pretty cool stuff for Wrapped season. Jerry actually brought it up in the group chat that they did Wrapped DJ, which is pretty fucking cool. Plays music based on the vibes of what you listen to over the year. And my jam of the week is actually going to go to the very first song that my rap DJ decided I should listen to because after I heard it, I was like, well, that should have fucking been in the top 100.
A lot of it.
So shout outs to MUTT by, what's his name? Leon Thomas, a.k.a. Andre from Victorious.
Oh, yes.
Fucking fire song. Guy's actually won like multiple Grammys now writing for other people. And I'm going to put it out there. I think by next year he's going to win his first Grammy for his own song.
Oh,
Let's go.
Just remember I put that out there. But that's my jam.
sick. My song of the week is gonna be, it's an electronic song that I was just like vibing with. Basically, it's called "Kerosene" by Crystal Castles. And I listened and I looked it up, the artist, and I was like, oh shit, it actually has mad listens.
Yeah, they're like a hype indie band.
They were very hype, and then it turned out that the guy was kind of abusive and not a good guy, so then they kind of split up.
That's all the bands.
I'll slap the shit out of you when they go listen to
the whole thing was that it was like a goth girl and like a grimy dude.
Figured.
There you go.
No, you remember that TikTok or that reel of that dude smoking and he's like, I'll slap the shit out of you when they go listen to Crystal Castles. It's like trying to make a rap bar.
That's that. I wasn't that crazy about my rap.
Okay, Jerry. Okay, Joe. You do this every year.
You're like, oh, this sucks. I
hate music.
I play music for my children at work.
Man.
So
You gotta fix your shit.
I don't use Spotify from at work, but the only time I use Spotify is in the summer, which is like I'm doing nothing most of the time. I'm gonna put music. And it's like, hey, you love this song because it was the only song I listened to because it was during summertime.
It's your fault, Joe.
It's your favorite song.
I'm picking a song that wasn't
Baby
on
Shark.
my warp. Yo, fuck you guys. I hate you. It's Real Friends Mokena. That's the song. It wasn't on my Wrapped, but Real Friends was on my Wrapped because they had a new album and I was checking it out.
Cool.
And then I started looking at their older stuff because I missed the old singer.
Fair.
Nice. Yeah, I realized that like I usually like a lot of my Spotify Wrapped was artists like I tried to get into or like ones I like actively sought out, you know? Mm-hmm. And a band I've been actively listening to over the last few days has been Beastie Boys. Mm-hmm. Just based on no one really talks about it. Go listen to any rap group from 1985. Why are the Beastie Boys the best ones?
Yeah.
I don't know, but they are. That's what rap is. So I'm going to go with a song that's actually really bad, but I like it, and that's Girls by Beastie Boys.
Girls!
Nice.
It's a jam, man.
It's a fucking, but like you listen to it and you're like, there's no way a band.
Beastie Boys are really good at making
A band made this?
Nah, Beastie Boys are really good at making either the best songs or the worst songs ever made. It's Dance Monkey.
No Sleep to Brooklyn, like banger, and then Girls or
Dance Monkey.
Monkey.
But anyway, fucking. Is that it? We're all all squared away. Feels good, guys. Thanks for joining us here for episode 217 of the Joystick Show.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap this one up. We're gonna go upstairs, eat some food, and then we're gonna drink and make another video.
Yay!
Fuck.
Get ready to watch that pretty soon. In the meantime, go ahead and like this episode of the Joystick Show and subscribe to stay tuned for more content, including that video, because it's coming out super soon after you watch this. From all of us here at the Team Joystick Extravaganza, fucking stay chill, stay frosty,
Stay jumbling.
That's the one.
stay frozen.
Yeah.